Hello YouTube, welcome back to another Jazzy Transformer review. Today we have the Trans Metal Ultra Class Depth Charge from the Beast Wars line. This is a big transformer. Just get a bit of an overhead look here. He turns into, I believe, a manta ray or a stingray, one of the two. Cannot recall. Really love how this figure looks. I'm just gonna turn his tail a bit actually, just so he can fit a little bit better here in front of the camera, because my camera's not very good. I really love how he looks here. How the purple paint job here looks really great. How it just fades down into the blue. Got a bit of yellow trim. Got some gold chrome paint here. Nice chrome paint here for his front. Depth charge, just in case you didn't know, he is depth charge. Just really looks awesome. Nice molding detail all along him. Looks really great. Love the front. Excellent looking. This is just his beast mode. Take a look at his underside here. So you have the maximal symbols on his fins. It's really just great looking. Now for a weapon, he does have this. It's a double barrel missile launcher. As you can see, it has two missiles. Each fin acts as a trigger. Missiles will shoot out. And that actually stores in his beast mode under here. There's a peg right here, a hole here. That will fit there. Doesn't fit the greatest, but still, it's nice to know that all his accessories can store. This opens up as well, and he comes with these discs. Just put these in here. That did not go in right. It has to be lined in properly, or it just won't shoot. There we go. So there are two lines in here, the discs to fit in properly. And this was a fun gimmick, I have to say, when the figures were coming out. I know the Generation 2 Megatron, the big green tank, had something a little similar with all those projectiles that could go into his cannon. And this fin up here is your trigger, and he will fire them out. And if you're not firing them, that is where you can keep them in there. For the purposes of transforming them, I'm just going to shoot them all out. There we go, that's all 7 of them. But it's good, you can keep them all in there and not worry about losing his parts. He has a nice big tail here. The last part of it does come off, and it is his sword. You can see the little peg there for it. I find the rest of it kind of gets in the way. It's really big, but it's nice. I just can't stop talking about just how nice looking this figure is. See if we can get a good look at here. A bit of blue paint here on the face. Yellow eyes. I love purple on Autobots. I don't know why, although he is a maximal, not an Autobot. I like it. You don't see it much. Looks really nice. He's an excellent figure. Now, as he is a transmetal, he does have something of a vehicle mode. In the show, I believe his vehicle was called a Starhopper, and he kind of transforms into something similar to that. What you need to do is unpeg this wing here, and you want to extend it all the way out like so, and now you rotate it like this. Basically, you want it pointed in this kind of an arc. And we'll do the same over here. I like to keep the screws not showing. And just... that is pretty much it. Not much to it. You can play around with this a little bit if you want. I like to do this with these here. These are the thrusters. I kind of like to put them down like that, and it just puts him up a bit more off the table. Makes him look a little more up higher, kind of like that. Another thing you can do is you can detach the tail and tuck that in, and just makes it a little bit better looking to me. It's kind of just how I like to improvise it. Just nicer looking to me. And it's not a big deal. It's entirely up to you how you like to display your figures. That just goes right back on. Like so. Just a little ball joint there. Yeah, and that's it for that. So now we just bring him up to his robot mode. What you want to do is start off is you want to take these out. They are on little tabs here. They come off pretty easily. These will form depth charge as legs. Extend them out all the way, like so. And put his feet down. Want to make sure you get the heel out. He is a very big figure, and he really needs this for balancing. Alright, now this part here, this assembly here, will detach. You need to untab the legs here, and now pull this out like so. This is going to go down here like this to the underside, like so. And you're going to want to get this up here like this, and it will go right in like that. And now turn it 180 degrees. So this part, you want this flat back here. The legs will come in and they will peg together, peg right there. And there are two tabs here that form. They will lock in up here, like so. So there you go. And now his legs and his waist are all done. Next we have these here, which will form his arms. I want to take these out, like so. And you want to bring them forward and tab them in like so. And they snap in right nice. What we're going to do is we're going to take this last part out from his tail, and we're going to rotate that down, and that will help keep him stood up. His hands, these parts here will open up like so, and you just take this out, turn it around, and there is his fists. Same thing over here on this side. Pull it down, turn the thruster, hide it in. Now, this panel up here, you will flip this over, and there is his head. We're pretty much almost done. All that's really left now is these here. These need to be rotated around like so. Basically, you just want them so the maximal symbol is showing. And you can play around with those as well for display purposes. These can fold back. And then there we go. He does have this. Part of his tail becomes a sword. And his buddy here, his little recon, is a reconnaissance drone, is I believe what it was in the Beast Wars show. And there we go. There is depth charge. Of course, this can open up and you can put the discs in there for shooting them off. There's your triggers, right accessible. I love this figure. He looks so cool. He's got a great color scheme going. I know they reused this mold for the Transformers Universe line a few years ago. So he's available in either color scheme, although this one here really looks better to me. Let's just, oops, get a little bit better look here at him. Get a close up here. Not a happy looking face. No. He's after Rampage. Protoform X. He has quite a bit of kibble on him. That is one thing I will say. This back assembly here, you just can't really do much about it. It's kind of cool. This looks like a chair here though. And I do believe a Titan Master will fit in there. Wasn't meant for this, but certainly works. Put a little Titan Master in there. Yeah, the kibble is a lot. This is the biggest criticism I think for the Beast Wars line, is all this extra animal parts that just come out, sort of like shells for some of them. It's a real shame because it does get in the way when you put him on a shelf. If he needs a lot of room. Nice detail. Nice. I love the colors. Just love them. Let's extend these out some more. And it's kind of why I have his wings the way I do. You can have his wings out fully extended, but it just takes up so much more space. It's a real distraction for him. I love how the antennas just go down there on his knees. Just great looking. He's an awesome looking figure. Both him and Rampage, I love him. For some comparison, we have the Transmetal Optimus Primal, and they're pretty much the same. He's a little bit taller, but ultimately more of him comes from his wings. That's what really makes him a lot bigger. And just to compare him, also we have Transmetal 2 Megatron. Now that's a big boy. That's a big boy. Let's get him stood up properly here. There we go. Yeah, much bigger figure. I wonder if I was correct in saying he's a Ultra Class. Well, I'm pretty sure he is by I remember the size of the box he came in. I'll have to look that up afterwards, or maybe someone will mention it in the comments. And just to have them in comparison with some more recent figures, these are some Titan returns. We have Blitzwing, and here is Misfire. He's a little bit shorter than Blitzwing, and a little bit bigger. He's kind of almost in between the two of them. For as far as how much clearance you need for a shelf. Unfortunately though, of course, like I said, this back part just requires a lot of shelf space. But he is just such an awesome looking figure. I loved when I got him when he first came out. He was definitely one of the cooler figures in the cartoon as well. Just an awesome figure to have. So you should be, you might find him for a decent price. If you do have to pay a bit for him, he's worth it. Display wise, he has some pretty good articulation. Let's get his weapons out again. Head is on a swivel, not a ball joint, so it only goes left to right. Good movement here for shoulders though. And you got a bicep swivel there, plus the elbow joint. You do have movement here for the, not really a waist, it's more midsection. Still, it's articulation and movement, it's nice. Legs are a little limited by the robot, but you got a good motion here. Not so much this way, it does move a little. And you have so it's actually a double knee joint there. You see there's 2 hinges on the knee, so that's really nice for articulation. And if you find this gets in the way, you can take that out. You just got to be a lot more careful about trying to display him, as he is back heavy. It might be better if I just took this off. He can stand on his own. It's just not easy to do. You don't really want to take that off unless you have to, because it's not really going to save you any space. It just goes down to support the figure. But if you want to take it out because you don't like the look of it supporting the figure, you can adjust the feet to make it a bit more balanced for him. So he can stand without it. It's not easy, but you can do it. He wants to fall right now. He's trying to go back. Just adjust the heels, point them a little forward, and it brings him a little forward without making it look like he's come forward. Really nice. I love displaying him in his robot mode, although it doesn't bother me to put him in his beast mode as well. It just takes up too much space. Worth getting. Love him. He's an excellent figure. If you have Rampage, you got to get him. You can't have just one of these two. You got to get them both, because they're natural enemies and they're perfect to have displaying with one another. So until next time, Jazzy is signing off, and get a depth charge and enjoy it. And take care.